Welcome, guys. I hope you have been well and you are watching the pre-recorded sessions. Uh, Please watch them, start watching them early. So, if there are any things which are not clear, you can always write to me and then I can take care of those things. Anyways, today we are going to talk about very interesting and very important topic. I hope you guys will participate as much as you can. So the topic of discussion or conversation or whatever you want to call it is internal and external factors. Yeah, internal and external factors. When we are going to do change diagnostics or looking at in simple words, whenever we are going to look at that, what is the change dynamics in any individual circumstances or in any organization, we would want to look at what are some of the internal factors which are maybe in control of that person or within the person, and what are the external things happening maybe outside the reach of the person. Maybe you can call those things external, or in the wider community, in the country, whatever is happening in the country or outside of the organization. But essentially the things which the person or the organization does not have direct control, we can call them external. But anyways, let's try to think about this thing, internal and external factors. Let's start thinking about internal factors. So when we are looking at change management, what do you guys think? What would be some of the internal factors? What are some of the things which the person has control of internally? In the earlier recordings, especially the pre-recorded sessions, if you had the chance to watch them, we said that it is very important to understand yourself. I think that is where all of this game should start. Understanding your own self. What are your motivation? What you like? What you don't like? What motivates you? What discourages you? What frustrates you? All of those things are linked with the internal things which an individual or an organization will have to take care of in the in the change management. Yes, Abby, please go ahead. What do you want?
Okay, sir. So as it relates to the internal environment, um, they would have to focus on human resources, uh, the organizational structure, stuff like that, like the mission, the vision, the objectives that you want to achieve in the company itself. So physical resources and also technological capabilities as well, and the value system. Um, I also want to make a point, even though it has nothing to do with it yet. You said something about the external environment. Um, this is where business have no control about what's happening on the outside. But I think you can, because in one of my courses we did a case study where we were to evaluate the factors that would influence a company's threats and stuff. And one of them would be the economical aspect. So that would be a factor under environmental, the external environment. And basically, you can do things to help with that. So you would employ certain people to manage budgets to boost revenue and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all.
Excellent, excellent. Thanks very much for leading the discussion for us. I hope you guys made the points of these interesting things which Abby mentioned. I made some notes. One of the things which really stands out for me, and you can decide what stands out for you. Abby said value systems, value structure. What are the things important in terms of values in the sense of people who are working in the organization? What is important for them? because they would not want to compromise on those things, especially when you are going into change. So you want to make some changes in the organization, or you want to change into what is organization. Organization is part of combination of various type of individuals coming from various areas. Yeah. So when you are trying to make some changes, you want to ensure that you don't hurt the values which are dear to those. As a matter of fact, this is such a beautiful point which Abby has. It is that you want to leverage their values. So, for example, if a person has value of, let's say the value is to uh, it let me take some value which some people might think that it is not maybe a good value. So for example, value of promoting themselves. They value that they get promotions as they are working hard. So they are working hard in the company, but they value that the company recognize their hard work and give them promotions. Yeah. So in one way, we can look at it as a very, as a very, like, you are very selfish about the work and you are working hard to get promoted and so on. But that is the value of the employee. So a company can maneuver this and use this value in the advantage of the company. Yeah. So although this is what I'm trying to say, that it does not have to be a positive value. It can be any value, what is value, whatever the worker values, what is important for the worker, what they think is important for them. Yeah. So you might think otherwise, that is fine, but you want to think about these things very deeply. Very interesting points Abby has made. So I made note of value systems. You can see which one which one stands out for you. Another one, technology. Abby also mentioned this technology. In that you can link it with other topics, and feel free to link it with other courses which you guys are doing, another type of assignments and all different type of things which you study in other courses. So for example, technology, I would like to link it with, let's say, readiness. So think about this. This pandemic came, and uh, we can take our own example, University of the West Indies. Any university, they said, oh, all right, let's go online. So these systems, this blackboard, this thing which is installed in RVLE, this was here from forever. It is not a new thing which was added in RVLE. But did people use it before? No, no one used it before. So did anyone think about that? Let's prepare for, if anything like this happens, we need to prepare for that type of environment. No one did. Yeah, no one did that. And I'm not trying to judge anyone else. I also did not do it. Yeah. So that is something which people should have done. If people would have done that type of thing, that then the time which took, remember the time which took, the transition time, the things are off. So that, why that happened, that should not have yeah. So it should have been like very quick. It should not have been the case where 1 month the university is closed. Yeah. That is how I think. Yeah. But different people will think differently. Yeah. Maybe other people in the university, they would think, oh, 1 month was a short time. But if you ask me, I think that was a very long time. Yes, Young, please go ahead.
So maybe I guess we were just not anticipating such drastic change, to just go online. And I guess that's what makes it a bit difficult, not anticipating, change, because not a lot of persons like change. So, you know.
Yeah, very good point, Young. Very good, beautiful point. Thanks for that. So I'm very happy that you brought this point. Otherwise, I would not have talked about that because it was not in my mind at all. So our friend is saying anticipating. Yeah, anticipation. What I would like to say is that what is the job of a leader? You are a leader of your organization. Your job is to anticipate these things. Your job is to anticipate things which other peoples are not thinking about, because you are the leader. You are leading an organization. How many people are working in that organization? How many people are dependent on those type of decisions? So yes, you and me, we are not really leading people, all right. uh, I'm leading couple of people. It's not a lot, yeah. But 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 the person who is the leader, we have some leader. Just like, I'm not your leader at all. We are on equal terms. I like to talk as colleague, but I'm in some way, you can say that I'm leading the discussion. I'm leading the thing. So I need to. You might not be thinking about things like midterm exam and how what will happen in final exam and what is what. Maybe you are, maybe you are. But that is your job, yes. But if you ask me, I think that is my job more than yours, because I am leading the course. So my job is to complete the course, and it's my job to ensure that you guys understand what it is about. So when you see the questions in exam, it is not something which was never discussed or covered in any type of pre-recorded or live session or anything at all, and it is just a surprise for you. So I need to anticipate those things, but that need to happen with your help. So the leader's job. Who is the leader? I'm sure you have done the prerequisite is organizational behavior, MGMT 2008. I think there is a section in that leadership and all. Who is the leader? If I ask you who is a leader, of course you can say the person who leads is the, is the leader. That is correct definition. But uh, the way I look at it is that, this is see that is a door. This is a door. You can see. I am sure you can see me. My video is on. My camera is on. So that is a door in the background. Yes, all of you can see that door. All of us can see that door, right? Uh, Now a leader is someone who can see behind that door. I think they need to anticipate what are some of the things which can be behind the door. What are the four, five, seven things, eight scenarios, five scenarios which can happen when I open the door? What are some of the things which can happen? So a leader need to prepare these people who are behind the door to deal with thing which is behind the door. That is how I would like to look at in a true leader. Yeah, the different type of leadership is there and so on. You can think about those. But this point Young has made is absolutely correct. I'm not trying to say anything against the point. The point is absolutely right, because that is what happened across the globe. People did not really anticipate for this type of thing, and maybe this was very big thing and so on. But what I'm trying to say that in the internal, when we are looking at internal factors and external factors, we need to maybe go beyond what is very obvious and look deeper than what other people will look at. That is going to be something which is going to distinguish us, make our work or the way we manage change a little better than other people. Yeah. So internal environment, internal factors. What would be some of the internal factors? So understanding yourself, maybe your priorities, your what motivates you, uh, your skill set. What are the skills you have acquired? What are the skills you need to acquire? So remember having some type of conversation that maybe live or in the pre-recorded uh, videos, that you need to, whatever field you like, you need to anticipate the future of that field. So you like banking, let's say you want, or you want to be in HR or finance, whatever you want to be, that does not matter. But you need to anticipate that in next 3-4 years, what would be the future like in that field, what is going to happen, in what would be the key skills required, and then you need to prepare for those things. Only then you will be ready for the job market in, let's say, 3 years, 4 years. Otherwise, we all know that people graduate from school, and people graduate from school, a lot of people across the globe, and I'm sure you are familiar with other people who graduate from UV, let's say 2 years, 3 years ago. But but there is no job for them. Uh, Now this is a good example to look at internal factor and external factors. So external factor would be the economic condition, as Abby was mentioning, that the economics of the country. I think something along those lines she mentioned that the economic situation of the country. Are we producing something? Are we manufacturing a lot of things? Do we export more things, or do we import more things? What is our consumption like? So in Jamaica, our consumption is like, we are importing a lot of things, and we are not really producing a lot of things compared to other Caribbean countries. If we would want to look at that, so that would be external factors, that in the external environment, lot of it is more like, if something is happening, it is in service industry. Outside of that, the manufacturing production is not as much as it should have been. Yeah. So that would be external. And then internal, your university, is your university preparing you for the work environment? Yeah, that is an important question to think about that. So coronavirus, COVID-19, has changed the dynamics of the world, and it has changed the dynamics of all countries, including our beautiful country. Yeah. So what is we are already seeing this. People are being redundant. Different things are happening. Space scales are being changed for people who are in work also. These things are already happening. So maybe the economy might get a little bit tighter, and especially because we are dependent on a lot. Dependence is on hospitality. So all of that sector has, uh, you know all those things. You should read on those things. If you look at newspaper, you will see a lot of things. They are talking about these things. But on the other hand, we are trying to graduate from the university, and what do we want? We want to graduate, and after that we want to find a job. But is something like that is happening? That let's look at what would be the new type of job market in Jamaica, and what would be the skills required in that market, and let's prepare undergraduates with those skills, so once they graduate, they find employment, because those skills are required in the market. Is something like that is happening? I don't think so. Yes. So that would be if we are talking about grad students. So internal factor would be those things, and external factor would be economy of the country and so on. But oh, the fundamental point is that external things, we cannot do much about that. They are not in our control. But internal things, they are in our control to some extent. I would not say 100%, because, well, then I will go somewhere else. But the way I look at it, even internal things are not 100% in our control. That is how I think. You can think the way you are comfortable with. If you think, looking at your personality, you think that internal things are in control for you, then very good. But looking at my personality, the way I operate, I feel that even the internal things, I don't feel that they are 100% in control for me. So that was one thing. But let's go a little bit deeper. So undergrad student preparing for the job market, learning the skills which would be required. So in this external now would be the university, the people in the university, whatever career related, if there are any offices who prepare people for job job hunting and those type of things. And internal now would be you yourself. Now you would be internal on the second year. In the first year, university was internal, and economic condition of the country was external. In the second year, university is external, and you are internal. So in that sense, you would want to see what you can do, how you can prepare yourself for the job market, because that is in your control. So you would see what area you want to go in, is that if what type of needs would be in the market going forward after the pandemic, whenever that is. Yeah. So so you would want to sit down and see, okay, what is the where the market is going on, and then for that you can do some research, speak with people whoever are in the industry which you are interested in, and ask them what are the what how you should prepare. Maybe you would have to do some type of certifications. That depends on whatever you would want to do. So internal and external, this is how you would evaluate any situation. Yeah, you can do same for the organization, but because I thought that mostly students, so this type of example is going to maybe uh, help us to have a little bit of a understanding what we want to talk about. So please think about these things as much as you can. uh, think about the pointers. It's quite a broad topic when you talk internal factors and external factors, because you can now imagine how many things you would have to take care of in internal, and how many things you would have to take care of in external environment. And no matter how hard you look, in no way I'm not trying to say that you should be prepared for all type of situations, because no one can really prepare for all type of situation. But the idea is that you think about 3 4 different likelihoods. That happens in forecasting also. So when you forecast, you don't just forecast one outcome. You never do that. You forecast couple of things, that okay, this can happen, this can happen, this can happen. I was reading a very interesting article in Harvard Business Review. It spoke about a cone of uncertainty. So just like the shape of the cone, imagine the shape of the cone. How it is? It is narrow from one side and broader from the other side. So you are on the narrow end. You are on the tip of the cone on the narrow end, and you are looking towards the broader piece of the cone. And in that you are saying, okay, within this, these are various things which can happen in this broader spectrum. Yeah. So not just one outcome but multiple outcomes. What can happen, for example, we can link it with the previous thing which we were talking about. So what can happen after you graduate? What can you might think that it you have 1 year or 2 year before you graduate. Maybe that is the case. So you might think you have a lot of time, but if you ask me, I don't think so, because all of this needs to be prepared. You have a lot of time, yes, but then you don't have a lot of time. Yeah, so you need to start thinking about these things, that once I graduate, what can happen? What are different options? What are different things which can happen in that time, and then you prepare for those outcomes as much as you can. And then also something, just like Young said, that maybe people did not anticipate, I mean, maybe people did not anticipate uh, uh, this type of big thing, but I really challenge this, that why we did not anticipate a university. Why this is wrong? I think so. I really think so. This is so wrong. This is so wrong. Should not be the case where we don't anticipate this type of thing. Even if we did not anticipate, why is the case that university did not do anything, that okay, let's prepare these people who conduct classes. Let's see if they can do something online also or no. Because from last 10 years or more, if you look at the literature, people are talking about online education. People are even our University of West Indies, we have an open campus. What is that? Online. But we did not pay attention to this this side. And what was the cost? The cost was that some time was lost in that. But because we are in education, that is why we can take this thing lightly. although we should not, but we can. But what I'm trying to say that in the business world, this type of thing is a no. You have to, if you cannot, when something bad happens and your supervisor calls and they say, all right, oh, what happened? Why this thing is not done? And you say, well, I did not anticipate this thing. Uh, the consequences are huge, because I know personally of universities who were who were able to go online very quickly in a matter of days. Yeah, there are universities which were able to go online in a matter of days. So I think that for our university also we should have that type of ambition. Yeah, let me not go too much into this. All right. But this is what it is: internal external factors. You have to, the more you are experienced, the more your exposure is, the more decisions you have made, the widely you have read, your anticipation, I think, improves. So I think that is what we should do. But anyways, let's look at quickly what is in the slides and so on. This book is very interesting. Who moved my cheese? Yeah, who moved? Please run a Google search on this book. It is easily available in PDF form when you will Google it. It's a very small, short book, and it is very interesting, easy to read. So please download it and try to see if you like it. If you can read it, read it. If you cannot read it, you can scan it. You can also run a search on YouTube and maybe listen to someone who is explaining what is in the book. Yeah, they give very interesting example, and it's kind of a story type of thing. I don't want to break the suspense. So I would say, if you can, you should read it and see. Easy to understand. No big deal in the book. So I think you should do that. Okay, external, internal. This is a clip. Please watch it in your own time. But best would be, as I said earlier, run a YouTube search, who moved my cheese, and listen to a couple of clips how other people explain what they learned from the book and what is the lesson they are learning. I did the search myself. They are very short clips, like 8 minutes, 10 minutes clips. People have very nicely made. So you should watch them. These are some of the things which are coming from that book. So I think you should read it. There are many examples which you should try to reflect on, not just the ones in the slides, because the slides are seems to be pretty old. What this is all about is that this relationship between the environment and organizational change. It is essentially talking about the companies who are going through, for example, change, and when something happens in the external environment, how quickly they were able to adapt and adopt the situation, or vice versa, they were not able to gel with the new situation, new norm, because of various things. One of them is, as Young explained us, is anticipating. Another one can be you are not ready for the situation. You did not uh, you did not prepare yourself in the sense of developing your skills. Yeah, that is a little bit different than anticipation. Yeah, so please think about those things. There are many companies. Netflix is a very interesting example. So before Netflix, how people were watching or consuming cinema or these type of things. uh, there were movie shops, and we would go to the movie shop and buy that VHS and come home, and then all of that thing. But Netflix has changed it. It has also impacted the cinema industry, the theater also. uh, and in these times, see, when COVID-19 came, uh, their business has just gone up and up, because more people are in home and they are watching Netflix and so on. Yes. So they somewhere they were maybe they did not were not preparing for COVID-19, but they were preparing for a time when the consumer is going to consume these type of products from home instead of going in theater or going to the shop and getting the DVD and so on. Yes. So I think that is how I should have said for university also. So university should have prepared for the time when students would want to learn online and without thinking about COVID-19. Yeah. It is not about COVID-19 per se. It is about your readiness, that you are ready to change the medium very easily. Yeah. So for example, I'm talking with you guys. Yeah. So I'm pretty good in engaging when I see people face to face, but I should be equally good in engaging you guys in this type of platform. If I cannot engage you and you are bored, or you are saying what is he talking about and it does not make sense, I am not going to blame you. It is not your fault. uh, Maybe I'm not good enough. Yeah. So because I want to improve myself. So if you are not enjoying the online mode right now, then I would say that maybe I need to hone my skills, maybe I need to improve myself. Yeah. So always have that type of that type of mentality. That is very important in change dynamics. When other people are not changing, which they will not, don't say that they are not changing, they are rigid. And yes, they are rigid and all of those things, but don't say it. Try to look within try to look within yourself. Try to see what can you do differently. Can you do something differently? Can you try in a little different way? Is that possible? Because other person is external, and we said a while ago that external is not in our hands too much, but we are internal. Right now, whatever I am doing, whatever I am saying, it is in my control to a decent amount. I cannot control you guys. All of you can decide to leave right now. What can I do? Can I do anything? I cannot do anything. You can try that. Just leave everyone. Yeah. So I can't do anything about that. But what can I do? I need to look in that part. I think that is very important. So Netflix is a good example for that they have been preparing for over the years, expanding their market, and now they are reaping benefits from that. So these type of so think about this. What are there any companies in Jamaica which are doing good in this pandemic? Are new type of businesses being started? I was just the other day. I parked inside on the campus, and when I uh, when I um, when I was ready to leave, uh, not leave, I think it was 3 or 4. I just went out for a while, and I saw that someone had put a pamphlet on the Viper, and I said, let me see what it is. And had some scheme like, you are at UV, and you are at UV, and these are the places. If you want food, you can order from that. So all different type of companies were there, Burger King and all different. Some restaurants were also there. It was very nicely printed. Um, and then I checked later on. I checked that, oh, who is doing it. So there is a group of guys who have made this type of company, that they are trying to take advantage of this situation where people not want to go to these places for some reason, sanitization or whatever issues are there, and then uh, maximize from this type of thing. So think about these type of companies which are doing things to improve their sales, improve their businesses in this time. And it is not by accident that they are doing. They have really thought about these things, and looking at internal and external factor is a part of this game. So please think about it, and please look at these pointers which our friends are posting via chat chat feature. There are quite a few examples. Amazon, I was reading about Amazon. So what I found is that when the pandemic started, Honorable Jeff Bezos, he stopped his other project which he was working on, and he's focused on Amazon, that what are some of the things which Amazon needs to do in this time of pandemic COVID-19. You can please run a Google search on this, that how Honorable Jeff Bezos led the company Amazon in the times of COVID-19. You are going to see very interesting readings. Please find time to read these. Uh, because many times people are saying that Amazon is a company, they are doing distant transportation and dispatching the parcels and those type of things. So they were already doing it, and their business would continue to do well in this time also. But when you will read the articles on this, as I explained to you a while ago, you will see that how Honorable Jeff Bezos included some interesting modeling, interesting ways of doing things, which helped the company to even grow the business than the not. Yes. So this is what these type of people do. So when COVID came, now who is the guy we are talking about? We are talking about the guy who is the richest guy in the world. In the world. In the world. He's the richest guy in the world. He can retire. He does not have to work or anything. Why bother? He does not have to do anything now. Yeah. So but when COVID came, look at his mentality. That is the that is the that is why maybe I like this point of Abigail. This point about, what did she say? Value system, values. So this shows the values of the richest person, that he's not complacent. He's looking for next step and next step and next. So please look into. You don't have to look at these companies which are on slides, if they are, if and his X. Yes. Yeah. So you don't have to look at the particular examples in the slides. As you are seeing Amazon, Ford, and you need to look at the examples which excite you. So look at the companies which excite you, and see how they are doing. Because It the it does not matter which company you look at. I think what matters is that you want to understand that how in the change dynamics companies are maneuvering or managing internal factors and external factors. Once you do that, I think you should be fine. This is an older example, but very famous example, Kindle. Yeah, first launch. You can read about this in detail. Not much detail is in the slide, because Kindle, I think when they started first time, they did not do well, but then in the later models, they started doing better and better and better. There was some problem in the initial stage. There was something, I can't really remember what it was, but please run a Google search. What was the problem in the early stage? They had this some type of problem. But this is true for any new thing. Most of the time you start something new, some problems are going to happen, because internal factors are resisting and external factors are going all over the place, and you have your competition and consumer choices are changing, or there is a new product in the market and you did not prepare to deal with that type of product. Or maybe some of the employees which you are depending on, your competition has hired them, or they left, something like that. So all of these things are happening in the initial stage. As our friend is saying, this is the process of change. So the idea is that you just understand that the process of change is not a straight path. It's quite rocky, and you have to deal with that. So please look at these examples in your own time. There are quite a few things in the slides. You can read them. You would have to run some more Google searches to understand more about them. Some friends have posted some examples in the chat, insurance and all of those. Those are very interesting examples. Yeah, natural disasters, anything can happen, in the external environment, damage of physical property, all of these things you need to maybe think about uh, in your own time. Couple of these things, I think Abby already mentioned. Finance, she mentioned this. Technology, she mentioned this. Employees, I spoke about that. Type of organization, in the last session I spoke about that. Organization structure, in the last session we spoke about that. The structure of the organization, when something goes wrong, how do you who do you go to? When you go to someone and you tell them, oh, this is the problem, this is where you have made the mistake, how do they react? Do they start saying bad things to you, or they say no problem, it was an honest mistake, uh, let's look at what is the reaction? That is, all those things are part of organizational structure. Structure is not just horizontal or vertical, or how you report. Structure is also, when you what are the different processes, procedures, they are also part of part of the part of the part of the structure. For example, when you make a complaint, what happens in the organization? You make a complaint about something which you are not happy about, and you use the organizational protocols to make your complaint or your whatever is the issue. What happens after that? It is not necessary that the organization need to do what you ask them, but what are the steps they take? Do they recognize the problem, or do they say, well, there is no problem at all? uh, what are the things how do they treat you? Like, what are the things they say when you complain, when you say, okay, this is this is this is this is like, well, let's say you say, I don't understand this, what you mean by organizational structure, and how it is linked with internal. Let's say someone says that right now, I don't understand. So how do I react to that? That is part of the structure. Now that is going to influence the follow-up question. So if I treat the person in a harsh way, or something not very nice, or I don't give a satisfactory response or something, then all of us, all the organization, these 38, 40 people in the room, this is the organization right now, this will impact those people. Then depending on how I respond, they will either decide not to ask anything in the future publicly because of the way I responded, or they will get motivation because maybe the way I responded was a nice way. Yeah. So these things matter a lot. So again, you can link it with the leadership style, with the style of manager, the management style. Uh, all of that is part of is part of managing internal and external factors, the way I'm looking at it. Fine, look at this reporting relationships. That is what I was talking about. Connections between individuals, that is what I'm referring to. You ask some help from another department in the organization, some things are happening and you need their help. How do they respond? First of all, how when you write an email, how do they reply right away, in 1 hour, 2 hour, one day, or they take forever to reply? Yeah. Or they just never reply, or what happens there? So these things affect these things. You don't necessarily have to do what the person is saying in terms of complaint or improvement, but you need to go about this in a way that in the future also the person is willing to give you feedback. Because complaint, uh, I was listening to this guy and he was saying there is nothing like complaint. It is not a complaint. When someone says that you are not doing the job properly or whatever, it is not complaint. It is change the word, change it to, let's say, feedback. So they are giving you feedback. Yeah. So now you can work on that. If only then you will improve. If you think that you are perfect and there is no room for improvement now, then that is a different story. But for improvement, and why do we change? We change to improve. No one willingly wants to change to go in a bad shape. Sometimes yes, people go in change, and from a good position they go in a bad position, but generally speaking, change is there for us to improve ourselves, to go a little up on the constructive criticism. Yes, that type of thing you can think about, please. Yeah, so please look into these things, and try to link it with the discussion which we have. For example, what reduces innovativeness? If you want to improve a company, improve an organization, you want new ideas. Where new ideas are going to come from? They are going to come from the concepts, the ideas which your workers are going to share. Have you created an environment where people are very happy, and it is very easy for them to share their thoughts without being judged, without sometimes people give some like silly ideas also, but do you tell them that this is a silly idea, or you just say, well, this is a good idea? Yeah. So although you can now say that that would be a lie. You can always say that that can, but if let's say that someone gives an idea right now, and I don't maybe like the idea, and should I say that this idea is not good? No, I cannot say that. I can, but if I say that it is going to maybe discourage other people to give their ideas, and so on. And very good point, our friend is saying that maybe in a respectful way, and there are techniques in which you can do that. So yes, all of those things are correct. Motivation, job satisfaction, you can link with, for example, job satisfaction. You need to think about other things like job enrichment. You studied that in organizational behavior. uh, job enlargement, those type of concepts you would want to link with. uh, yeah, so what I was trying to say throughout the session is that the structures are not just tall structures and flat structures. There are various forms of structures, especially in the context when you will study these very successful companies like Google and so on. You will see that their structures are very interesting structures they have. I was looking at some companies in Netherlands. Netherlands is known for their innovation and those type of things. So the way they have created their office spaces, that is very interesting. If you are interested in that type of topic, please look a little deeper in that type of companies. Size, yes, size of course uh, is going to matter. How many people are working in the organization? Big organization has different type of challenges. Smaller organizations, although they are relatively easy to manage, but it is important to note that they also have a lot of challenge, because everyone knows everyone, because it is small company culture. uh, there is a whole chapter on this culture, I think, in the book. I'm going to post the pre-recorded session on that. Employees, very important when you are looking at internal and external factor. I love this point. Mindset, beautiful. This is such a beautiful word. Mindset. Let's talk about that. The way I look at it, I think mindset is extremely important of the individual when we are talking about individual change or organizational change, especially in the context of internal and external factors. Mindset. What is the mindset of the person? Yeah. What is the mindset? When difficulty comes, how is the mindset? Do they look at difficulty as a problem, or do they look at difficulty as an opportunity to improve? Yeah. So what is your mindset when you are sitting like right now? I don't know. you are sitting or lying down or whatever you are doing right now. What is your mindset right now? Are you eager that let's quickly 6 p.m. happens and we just finish everything, or you are taking interest in the discussion and you are thinking on these things? What is your mindset? Are you thinking on, are you thinking on the things which we were trying to discuss in our conversation, or you are thinking that, all right, how I'm going to enjoy myself tonight watching which program I should watch on Netflix? So this is your mindset. Yeah. So so you can think about, you yes, very good, Chanel, the later one, of course. Why we should think about these things, but what I'm trying to say is that when you are going to look into change dynamics, you want to really spend some time understanding the mindset of the people involved. That spend some time in what is the mindset. So for example, what makes them happy? So if you will give them a treat, like some people, you will give them a treat, like, you will buy them a Burger King or something like that, they will become very happy. On the other hand, someone else, you might give them the same type of treat, but that does not fascinate them, or they don't like that. They maybe a good word or praise or something like that, or some recognition, they are more motivated. So mindset, I think that is the, if there is one thing which you want to take from internal and external factors, because think about it, uh, so many challenges are going to come. Even if you know yourself and you know what motivates you and all of those things, still there will be times when you 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 won't you you won't understand why you did something and so on. As we were discussing, I think in the session we spoke briefly about this. And external, we have established that we don't have much control on that. So in this dynamic, what thing will help you to manage change effectively? If there is one thing we want to talk about, of course there are many, but because I like this point, that is, so I'm going to say that if there is one thing, it is the mindset. Same people have same problem, but because of different mindset, how they are looking at the situation, their reaction is is different. So please think about that. Then they are talking about new skill set, we spoke about that. They are talking about technology, finance, and economic growth. Abigail mentioned that, very good. Yeah, I think that is about it for this one. Thank you very much.